all over again. The Seahawks beat the New York Giants 24-7 yesterday thanks to a second-half offensive awakening. But there were definite first-half struggles, some penalties, a little incident on the sideline, so there's stuff to talk about. Terry Hollimon, co-host of the Barbershop Show and former UW running back, is here to help us break things down. How are you?
I'm good. I'm great.
You're great.
Yes. Monday morning after a Seahawks win, always great.
Because what happens when we don't win?
We always have SLD, Seahawks loss disorder. Today, I don't have that. I'm feeling good. The coffee was extra delicious this morning. I'm feeling good.
Everybody, you see people smiling out in the world. So let's talk about the good stuff first, okay? First of all, Paul Richardson, who weighs 150 pounds, goes up in the air, grabs a ball in the end zone, and then WWE wrestles the other dude for it. It was just amazing.
It was an amazing play, and Russell Wilson made an amazing play to get the ball, well, to him.
Yes.
And for them to come down, you know, we had shades of the Green Bay Packers and Golden Tate, and they brought that up, obviously, during the game. But Paul Richardson made an incredible play. Ty goes to the offense every single time, and he made an incredible play on the ball.
You know, I was just so impressed. His fight, his want to. Doug Baldwin, Doug Baldwin all day long. If we need something, he is so clutch, so money, and he and Russell seem to have some weirdo connection where he can just do these amazing things.
Well, they've been doing it for a lot of years now. If you think about it, you know, I say he's the 1st and the 15th. You know, the 1st and 15th is what? Payday.
Yeah.
You can count on Doug Baldwin like a payday, man. He looked like he's not going to do anything for a long time, and especially when you need him in clutch situations, he comes through with incredible plays.
How many over the years, like 3rd down and 23, and it's like we just say at the Larson household, give it to Doug, give it to Doug, and there he is.
That's what they say at the Hollimon house too.
All right, Jimmy Graham, you had an episode with Jimmy Graham yesterday.
I did. I want to listen. I want to go on right here and make this public right now. I did it on Twitter.
Mr. Hollimon has the floor. I'll just lean back.
I did this on Twitter yesterday. I had to issue a public apology to Jimmy Graham because in the first half he had 2 drops, and
one in the end zone.
One in the end zone, which would definitely put the Seahawks in a great position. And I had to go on Twitter in the first half and say, I think the Jimmy Graham experiment is over. I think it's time for us to let him go. And then he did exactly what you would expect him to do in the second half, is make a fool out of me. And came through with the most incredible touchdown catch. I mean, 50-plus yards, and put me back in good graces with him. So I want to say sorry, Jimmy, if you haven't been seeing my tweet.
It's just, you know, it's an emotional game. You just had an emotional moment.
I had a moment. Kind of like Doug Baldwin had a moment.
That is an excellent segue. So what is it we think happened? I listened a little bit to Coach this morning. I heard what Doug said yesterday. What is your interpretation of what we saw there?
So my
you know what we're talking about, right?
If you guys missed it, there was a little brouhaha on the sideline between Doug Baldwin and the offensive line coach, Tom Cable. And a couple years ago, we had a chance to interview Doug Baldwin, and, you know, he had the moniker of Angry Doug. He was always angry. And he cleared the air with us. He said he's not angry, he's passionate, which is a difference. You're passionate, right? So I think there was an episode of Doug being very passionate, caught up in the heat of the moment of the game. He wanted Russell Wilson to have the floor, and he didn't want anybody else to talk because Russell is the leader of the team. And just got caught up in the moment and pushed Tom Cable, and he since come out and apologized and said he takes full responsibility. He was wrong in that situation, but it was just a heat of the moment, passionate Doug moment.
But Russell had something to say, and Doug was saying, don't talk right now, don't talk.
Exactly.
And actually, Cable didn't look that surprised, so I believe them that they've got a good relationship. It's not the sort of reaction you'd have. And also, Russell was just like looking at them both like,
yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, if you ever see Tom Cable standing next to Doug Baldwin, Tom, he looks like he could just flick him off like a gnat anyway, so he wasn't bothered by it. Yeah.
He was not at all. Okay, so the defense, fantastic, plus what I really noticed was that they weren't on the field the whole time. It was the other way around yesterday with the Giants. So what happened? Were we doing something different with offense?
Our offense was just executing, you know, believe it or not. Even though in the first half, most of us were panicking because we could not score, but the Seahawks controlled the ball. They had the ball for almost 10 minutes more than the other team had the ball. So that's a great deal. The offense was able to convert on 3rd downs, and the defense was able to get off the field on 3rd downs, which is always important when you want to.
So the little red zone problem there at the beginning of the game was a bit of a worry, because I think we had, if I'm remembering correctly, 87 chances to get into the end zone.
Almost 87 or 88 chances to get into the end zone.
And we couldn't. What is up?
I don't know. It's been a problem. It's been plaguing us for this entire season. They haven't not only been able to score in the red zone, but they haven't been able to score in the first quarter. So it's been a problem. I think obviously Pete Carroll is trying to address it, but they have to do a better job of getting the ball in the end zone, in the red zone. They obviously did a better job in the second half.
Oh, yeah. In fact, when they got backed up on the penalty, the next play was a touchdown. I think they should start playing in the locker room so they think it's the second quarter when the game starts.
Absolutely. It'll save a lot of us a lot of heartache.
Yes. Okay, so players of the game for you.
Players of the game for me, there would probably be two. One, obviously, Russell Wilson. He was incredible. He had over 321 yards passing, 3 touchdowns.
Amazing.
And it was just incredible. And Doug Baldwin, of course, he had 9 catches, almost 100 yards receiving. Those two together have just become an amazing pair. They would be my 2 players of the game.
What is it that causes a relationship like that? You know, these are 2 very different sorts of people, right? From a personality standpoint. And yet they've got some sort of connection on the field, particularly if things seem to be breaking down a little bit and Russell has to find Doug. What makes that happen? I
mean, they work together a lot. And I mean, it's just not just in practice every day. They work in the offseason together. They've been doing this for a number of years. So when you see them do something in a game, they've done that hundreds and hundreds of times. It's a matter of repetition. So they know what each other are going to do, for number one. For two, I think both of them are such fierce competitors in their own way that, you know, they understand that they have a symbiotic relationship, that Doug is definitely dependent upon Russell to be successful and vice versa.
Well, and so one last question about Jimmy Graham, and we agree, we love Jimmy Graham when he was
absolutely
with the Saints.
Love him right now.
Love him to
love
pieces.
You, Jimmy.
You know, I always have. He played so well for the Saints, and I keep feeling like it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Any idea why this is a tough thing to pull together in the same way that he had a relationship with Drew Brees on the field?
It's probably because he's focused on flying airplanes rather than playing football. No, I'm just kidding. No,
oh my God, you're going to be in such trouble.
I'm sorry, Jimmy. I don't mean that, man. I'm sorry.
He's 6'7".
He's 6'7" and 260 pounds. I'm sorry, Jimmy.
He'll never come on this show now.
No, please come on, Jimmy. No, I really don't understand what the issue is, because it seems like, again, it's often early in games that they have these issues, and then something happens and you see it click, and it almost seems like Jimmy gets angry, like, okay, I know I can do better than this. And I don't know, maybe it's just they need a little bit more time together working it out.
All right, well, let's make it official. We love him, and we hope, we hope that we see a lot more of what we saw in the second half. Okay, so the Seahawks play the Texans at home Sunday, October 29th at just after 1 o'clock next. And this Friday at 9 p.m., you can join Terry for a fun Halloween party at Tavern 12, get it, in Seattle. Go out and see him. And if you want to flaunt your game day style and proudly show you're a 12, Jamberry has some officially licensed nail wraps so that you can, look who's wearing those right there. You can cheer on the anytime you like the Seahawks
Don't
version.
hate on me.
I'm not. I think you're a confident man. There are 2 different styles. Terry is rocking one of them on his fingers. You can also put them on your toes. They are $18 at jamberry.com. And everybody in the audience is going home with a pack. So enjoy that. Those are good looking. I hope we have some extras because you have a wife and 3 girls at home who like this.
I know, they're going to be jealous. I want to be the only one with them in my house.
You will be the only one. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Still ahead, treatments that target cancer but cause fewer side effects. We'll learn about that right after this.